finance and budget.
No report.
Okay, streets.
Okay, I've since met with Crown on the hometown heroes banners, flags. We have all the people here that are, wants the project to go through as well as I do also. I've had a conversation with Sam on this, and a lot of conversation with Joyce. I have in my possession their liability certificate, their liability insurance for $3 million. My understanding is that West Penn will let Crown sign off on their agreement, on the third-party installation agreement. If that's the case, then I'd like Sam to draw up an agreement that that the borough will back this project and they have our blessing on it.
Yeah, so from my understanding, talking with Dan after he was talking with Joyce, is we believe that they're gonna allow Crown to sign it as the entity as opposed to us. What we would then do is just rewrite a letter of support if West Penn would need that from us. If not, we'll do an indemnification agreement utilizing their insurance policy that they were able to get. If they, actually, we wouldn't even need to apologize. If they were not permitted to sign that contract as the entity, we would then sign and then enter into an indemnity agreement with them. If they're allowed to sign, we'll just need to give a letter of support if it's even required.
It's their preference that the borough sign, but they will allow us.
If they'll allow you, I would, well, again, it's up to you guys to make the decision, but I would prefer you guys be on the hook for it. Obviously,
I received an email from him this afternoon, and his first request was that the borough sign it.
It's sort of kind of figure. It's up to you guys. I'm comfortable either way. If you wanted, I'm assuming you guys would enter an indemnification agreement if we signed it.
We would have to apply for more insurance because we don't have the automobile insurance that they want.
Oh, so they want not just the general insurance on it.
They want liability, and we would have to have the contractor sign an agreement with them to install them.
Okay.
So the only thing I can ask from Crown is, what if we did this together? The community, we know the vets want in on it, Crown wants in on it. What if we all go in on it together and do this to represent the people that gave us this freedom? I mean, is there any way?
However we gotta do it, I mean,
No problem.
whatever it
getting
is,
done. If these guys
whatever
are
it is we gotta
comfortable
do to
with
get it
signing
done.
And you guys are comfortable with signing an indemnification agreement, what the problem is, the borough doesn't want to be hooked on the liability if something happens. Do I expect or anticipate anything to happen with one of these banners? Absolutely not, but we never do. And in the instance, let's say one falls down and it blocks the screen of a tractor trailer driving down and he crashes right into a building. Somebody's getting sued and we're gonna be on the hook for that if our name's on it, so that's why that liability insurance would be.
Now, is there a way that both, like, that we can sign that? Like, if you guys would sign it and we would sign it too, like, as a joint, and our insurance and your insurance would cover it. So, like, I'm saying, like, if you guys would sign it so that we don't have to jump through the hoops, and then we sign something
Yeah,
with
what you would sign with us is just the indemnification agreement. So that would essentially say you're taking any and all liability that may arise from anything that comes out of this memorial thing or whatever it is. It would be on you guys. And let's say something did happen and we're in one on the agreement, somebody's gonna sue the borough, I'm gonna join you guys as defendants for your insurance money. That's
you won't.
essentially what it would be.
Borough won't actually sign.
No, they would sign the agreement, but what I would be doing is shifting the liability over to you guys as opposed to the borough.
It's a new agreement.
This is a
They
different one than
sent
the
to me
previous
today.
one?
It's pretty much the same, but
Okay.
it includes
I see the installer stuff here, that's
Installer.
different.
Yeah, because we will have to pay someone to do it that's licensed, insured, and OSHA approved.
Alright, well, let me take a look at this new one, and I'm not trying to keep kicking this can down the road, this is just a little bit new information. I don't have a problem with us being on it if we can get the indemnification agreement. Let's see what this means as far as putting it up.
Okay, but can I put that
We can
in
make-
a
we
form of
make a motion,
So we can
contingent
start
on all
selling it.
this, so
Yeah, we're gonna come back to this, let me craft this motion for you guys and figure out where you're going through the rest of this meeting, so it's done appropriately, but let me at least take a look at this for a
Okay.
minute or two. Okay.
sewage. Tony,
Fuck everything except for the blower motor. Now, talked to Mark, I know Ashley is not going to know. He tried to call Cappy. The only thing I found in my paperwork here, the place for that new blower motor was like 52, 682, 24, but is that the exact amount? I don't know that, Sam. How do we make the motion to pay? Because Mark's ran it through its paces, everything's good. It's
We
been
don't
a year
have
and a
an-
half.
We don't have an invoice?
It's been a year and a half. Pam probably knows where it is, but I know she don't know where it's at. Mark can't find it down the sewage plant. He tried to call Cappy.
They're
We
not
didn't send him
answering?
anything. I don't know how to go about paying this.
We'll look on our end.
Yes.
Yeah, I never thought about calling Ryan. I just never thought about it.
Yeah, so there's gotta be something, so I mean.
Oh, I know it's out there,
Yeah.
but the only thing I can see on my paperwork here is 52, 682, 24. Now, is that the right price?
Yeah, I'd make a motion to that, subject to correction of the figure.
Okay. Well, it's in, it's installed, it's
I
done,
believe it was
it's,
somewhere around.
I know there's an invoice somewhere. Mark looked through all his paperwork. He couldn't find it. I
Yeah,
looked through mine.
Make a motion to approve that invoice for the remaining figure left on the, was it the chopper pump or is it the blower pump?
No, this is the blower for the
Make a
the
motion to
soft,
pay the
yeah, for
remaining
the-
invoice.
plant itself.
Yeah, that's what I'll just make a motion to pay the amount outstanding on the invoice.
Okay.
That's
This is what I found right here. To play for the new blower motor, it's finally installed, finally working, finally correct. I'll make a motion to pay Kathy for that installation.
second?
Wait a minute.
No, I had something
He's
else I
looking
was
at
gonna
it.
mention also.
I'm sorry?
I had something else I was gonna mention.
Oh, okay, go ahead. So,
Okay,
I made that
motion by Tony, second by Danny P. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries.
And then also, I forgot to mention with the engineer report, there's a letter in your packet, for the plant operator's license, the DEP
Oh, yeah,
response on
yeah.
that, for the
you get
council.
responses?
For the council.
You mean for the position?
No, this is for those letters that DEP had sent to the borough, I think it was at the beginning of February, about the, being in violation of the plant operator's accreditation.
Yeah.
It was that was the response drafted for the borough to respond to DEP, basically saying there was no violation. They followed the process. CWM is currently, our plant is under.
Oh, Mark told me about that. He said there was anything we need to do, or?
Basically, just kind of for your all's review, as long as everything looks good on your end, then Ashley has the Word document form that she just put it on borough letterhead and sent it to DEP, so.
Yeah, Mark mentioned that they were down there. He said everything was good, so I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah, it was those two letters that you provided the last meeting, Brenda, so that's just the response to that, so as long as everything is good to you, we can have Ashley send that to DEP, and then that should be
Done.
taken care of.
And Mark said, you mentioned about the 94, he called me about that. I mentioned that. And, sock exchange, he brought that up. Gonna go for the grant. Now what's, you said you gotta put some kind of plates in there for that? What's the exchange?
The exchange, that's just, pretty much, I believe, if I'm remembering this correctly, the plant right now uses those,
Socks.
diffuser socks. It would just be like new diffuser plates,
Okay.
essentially.
So is that gonna draining the tank one at a time to replace?
Yes.
So we brought up Main Street, that's all pretty much sewage.
Did you get any application?
I don't know that, no.
Ashley,
Did
did
you get any applications for the position?
I didn't.
Haven't heard anything yet?
No. Ashley? No.
Okay. What do we got?
Recreation?
We got 3 weeks of sign-ups and we got a T-ball team. I don't know what goes on with that. But all the other fields are being used, so I got, people down there, so we'll be turning the water on probably beginning of next month to get ready, stands ready. It's gonna be on our website, I'm gonna make sure it gets on there, and it's on the Borough website. There is a softball tournament, May 20, 21, 22, for a guy named Grady Hoffman, I don't know who he is. It's a memorial scholarship fund, it's called Just Send It. You wanna go down and check it out and buy some food, all the money's going to Memorial Scholarship Fund.
He was a high
So,
school
you know
student.
what field
They're gonna use them all.
for this tournament, the
Yeah.
used all?
Yep. All three, like, not the one down by,
I got you, I
just
got
the
you.
three right there.
Yep, yep,
So, yeah, Lou, if you could have the grass cut for everyone.
yep.
So that'd be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's it.
I have something to add to for recreation. I had a lady call me today and would like to rent the pavilion and ball fields on 2 different dates. Does that need approval for her to do that?
No, not.
No.
You can,
Okay,
get the dates, I think it's $75 to rent the pavilion.
okay, and then I don't know if I know, it's been $75 for a while, am I correct? Would you guys be interested in upping that to $100 or something more than 75? Do you wanna think about it, or,
When does she want them?
June 11th is for a vacation Bible school, and then, the other date is August 13th.
She wants to rent ball fields too?
No, just
Just a pavilion.
Just a pavilion?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought you said ball fields.
I don't know. I don't see anything.
Stick with it.
Is she a resident of West Newton?
That I do not know.
I don't know, not for this year,
Yeah, no, leave them where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially for a Bible thing.
just keep a calendar or something, one Ashley.
Yeah, that's
so
what we'll
when
need to do.
someone
Okay.
calls
We
you,
need-
that
we need
way
to
we
get some
don't
kind of
double
thing
or
set up.
triple book it.
Okay,
So if somebody else wants to rent it, you could say, well, it's rented that day. No, she wants both or just one, do you know that? We have two down
Or she just one,
that I do not know. I think
Okay.
just one pavilion.
Okay.
Yeah, cause it's 75 per.
Yeah, it's per,
pavilion.
right.
Okay,
I mean, down the road.
They both have electric and water.
Down the road, maybe might wanna look at 75 for West Newton residents, 100 for,
Well, we could do that,
you know,
yeah.
maybe we'll look at that.
Maybe we can look at
Okay.
that.
Ashley, please remind me whenever you rent us, cause we go down pressure washing benches and all that stuff.
okay, I'll do that.
I need to make sure that happens.
Okay, anything else for recreation? Insurance.
We have our renewal notice for flood insurance, two options. Option A would be keep a current coverage, it's $13.99. There's an option B, which would increase our building coverage by $4,000 and content coverage by $2,000, and that's $15.03. When I called and talked to the agency, she said that our current coverage is adequate to cover our needs, and that she didn't think we need to increase our coverage. So I would say leave it at the $13.99.
Okay, can,
Make that a motion.
yeah, can I have a motion to, maintain the, flood
Flood insurance.
insurance at our current coverage? Motion by Danny, second. Second by, Dan Roebuck. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. That can go down. Okay. Under personnel. Okay, we spoke last week at our work session considering Cipher and Cipher coming out and training Ashley in QuickBooks at a rate of $88 per hour. Can I have a motion to authorize payment to Cipher and Cipher?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Gary, second. Second by Terry. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Also, in the training of Ashley, we are hiring Pam Humanic as a temporary consultant at a rate of $35 per hour. Can I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Danny P,
I'll second it.
second by Johnson. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Also, I would like a motion to ratify authorization and engagement of ADP to perform payroll services for the next few months' payroll periods.
90 days, wasn't it, Brenda? Is it 90? Is that what we-
3 months,
Yeah, 90.
yes.
I'll make the motion.
Motion Johnson, second. Eccles, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Public safety.
All right, public safety, I really don't have too much. I want to bring up what I brought up last week in the meeting. I wanted to commend the street people, the borough people, for the snow removal. I've been in this town, like I said before, my entire life. I work at McKeesport, and I always hate coming from another town when there's 6, 7, 8 inches of snow and they did nothing to their streets, and I can't wait to get to West Newton when I know that the streets are gonna be clean. So, I mean, ever since I've been a kid here, the streets have always been maintained great. I always see West Newton borough people out. I'm in other boroughs, I don't even see the borough people out. I don't even see police out. I gotta commend our policemen. Having a police force here ever since I've been a kid is always great. And I know they have a hard job to do, because there's like one cop for like the whole, both sides of town, and, you know, they get called here, they get called there, so I just wanna commend, the, borough and the police force for everything they've been doing for, ever since I've been living here for my 50 years. And also, if anybody needs to get a hold of me, I'm not on any type of, social media, internet. I have no idea what Instagram is, I have no idea what all them other things, I have no idea. I'm not on Facebook, because if I get on Facebook, I'll get fired from my job, you know, because who I work for. So if anybody needs to get a hold of me, I'm sure my number's on the borough page, right? My cell number or my email.
I believe, do you have all of
Probably on
our
there.
info on there?
I don't know if it's on the borough page, but I can double check to make sure everything is on there up to date, since we have, I don't know if yours is on there yet, but I can make sure that's up to date.
Okay, but like I said, you can't get a hold of me on any type of other, unless you have my phone number, you can text me, that's it. Other than that, I'm not on any form of social media. I plan on meeting with Gary, but Lou brought it up earlier about, what I brought up last week about the speeding in front of Vernon Drive, and I was gonna meet with Gary about that, and Lou already brought that up to me.
What was that address again?
328.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So, I mean, if anybody has any questions or any concerns, all I do is work and go home. But I work a lot, because I work in the hospital, just like Mary knows, you know how it is. We're shorthanded and just like everywhere else, but, I've been off work for the last few days, because I, major surgery done last Thursday. I had 26 teeth pulled, so I'm surprised I'm here tonight, so. But, yeah, if anybody, I live right over on West Side. I mean, Paul knows I've been a permanent resident here my entire life. I mean, so, just, any way you wanna get a hold of me, knock on my door. My dog don't bite, but my wife might, you know, so.
Dan, we wanna meet with you too whenever you have time.
Yeah, oh,
Next-
yeah,
Next
I
couple
mean,
months or whatever.
Yeah,
No
I
hurry.
mean, I'm either home or I'm at work. Other than that, I'm not there, so.
I just have a suggestion to make, excuse me, President, I just wanna know, like, if we're putting the numbers on there, could we put like what committee, so that the public knows, like, if there's a garbage issue or.
I was
whatever,
putting
then-
that together for Ashley,
Oh,
since
I'm
our
sorry.
new people came on.
Okay, I mean, just because I don't think the committees were ever listed before, so.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
I
know
was
if
because with Jason just coming on, I was all putting everything
you know,
together.
then that way it doesn't filter through people that
Correct,
don't have
Yeah.
any,
And then your fail-safe is they can call the borough office.
yes.
right.
That's what they used to do for me, then Pam would call me direct.
Yeah. Okay, anything else, Dan?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, properties and code enforcement.
Yeah, we already covered what I had for tonight, 224th Street, and the update on the Beechwood property.
Okay,
And then, Mike Kelly will be starting back the 1st of April.
okay. Transportation. Jason, yeah, that's you.
Sorry, we have no report.
That's okay. Bridge, River, and Trail.
Okay, I have a lot to report on. I did had a conversation with Barry Lyons from PennDOT District 12, project manager on Saturday, 3/12/22. He went over a list of things, information that I did not have in my possession. A couple things have changed. I attached a letter that was sent to Pam and George dated February 1 of 2021 from him with some information as far as the bridge, the rehab being done on it, determinations and all of that. Barry is retiring at the end of April and a new project manager will take his place. The replacement is unnamed, but he assures me that we'll be in good hands. There will be a full rehab done on the bridge. The bridge will not be replaced. It does have the historical significance, so therefore we're fortunate that it's 1 in 8 bridges left like that in the state of Pennsylvania. There was the study done to rehab or replace. It was determined to rehab. 2018 or 2019 inspected to narrow down to 2 options, meaning that 25-year lifespan to do temporary repairs on it, or do we go the full 50-year lifespan, opted for the 50-year lifespan. Rehab will remove the weight limit posting when completed. The current bridge does have a weight restriction. Once the new bridge is rehabbed, or the existing bridge is rehabbed, the restriction will be lifted. Sidewalk and rails, both walking entrances will be made for easier and safer access. Cannot widen the sidewalk on the bridge due to the weight, but all that will be repaired, including the railing. No start date has been determined yet, however, it will be in 2024. Historical structure studies were done to determine effects, run through the consulting parties. People have an interest in historical structures. These are just things that he specified to me. West Newton Bridge was constructed in 1907. A rehab was done in 1957. The graded bridge was removed in 1984, and preservation project was done in 2009. The bridge determined to not be in bad shape. So he said, we're good as far as the safety of the bridge goes. The Cobra headlights that exist on the bridge will be replaced unless we want to update. The cost, of course, would be incurred by us through grants if we wanted to rate grants to help with the funding on that. Or we can leave them the same, they would put the existing ones up. More lighting is optional. That again, available through grants provided through Southwest Planning, etc. Other not specified programs that we could write grants for. The existing stars on both ends of the bridge will be put back. Again, there, if we wanted to upgrade those or change the stars, we could do so at our cost. He said kiosks were mentioned as a discussion at one time. PennDOT will not incur that cost. Borough will if desired. Lighting is maintained by the borough per PennDOT. No meters found by PennDOT to state otherwise. So any lighting on the bridge is all tied into Main Street lighting, and we are responsible for that. The project manager met in September 2021 with Borough Public Works personnel Lou and the Yawk River Trailhead personnel to discuss flashing warning signs and for safety purposes at the trail crossing. Per PennDOT, any flashing device is owned and maintained by the borough, such as our traffic lights. The color of the bridge, which this is interesting too, we can select the color of the bridge, the community can. The general colors are green or blue. He said he will send forward patches of colors that we can choose from if we decide. September 5th, 2018 was the last meeting with borough officials. In approximately 8 months from now, we could be meeting with PennDOT again to discuss any other plans. Post-COVID virtual meetings, he said, would probably be the way we would go. And plans and information would be posted on the borough website for the public to review. Temporary bridge will be constructed from property on west side. No exact addresses were given to me. From west side at the corner of the bridge and Collinsburg Road, across the river to properties on North Water Street, again not confirmed which properties. Access for traffic will be available on both ends. This will be the best option to not close the bridge for 2 years. The temporary bridge will not affect Cimarron Square, and environmental archaeological preliminary and field studies will be done before construction of the temporary bridge begins, which is something you were talking about with the sewage issues and what they're digging into for the new bridge. And again, refer to the attached for additional notes. One thing that he said in here too, that it will be, project will also look into improve American Visibility Act ramps on each side of the bridge. Also looking at improvements for the intersection on 136, to improve the entrance onto 136 from Collinsburg Road. And that's pretty much all I have. He did send me an email today. I didn't print any of it out. There's a lot of information and pictures and everything. I'm gonna see if I can maybe forward that to you so that you can put it on our website. It's pretty interesting. And I think people, now that we're getting down to the wire with getting closer to 2024, I think it's exciting.
What was the date of that letter again, please?
The letter that he sent to Pam and George,
From 21.
February 1st of
Okay.
2021.
And we issued a letter on July 26th of 21 to PennDOT asking them to send plans to the borough.
Oh,
So
okay.
apparently, hopefully that was tied to what they sent.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there are some plans in there. Like I said, I have about 5 attachments that have a wealth of information on it too, so, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Terry, I think this, what you just read should be put on our borough website also, because,
Okay.
I mean, you get questions almost every
Yeah,
other day about
yeah.
that.
And
bridge.
it's
Yeah, I was
nice
gonna
to-
say, I have a
it's
lot
nice
of
to
people
know.
coming up
Sure.
to me and asking me,
Yeah,
even my wife was like, what's going on with the bridge, what's
Yeah.
going, you know,
We spent a
so.
little over an hour on the phone on Saturday, and he really, I didn't know half of this stuff, and it was nice for me to know that
Well,
personally.
it's
too,
nice for
so-
West Newton to know.
It is important for
Yes.
listeners to know. And I was thinking whenever it comes to the time of selecting the color of the bridge, I thought maybe we could put like a little survey out there and let the community get involved and make the decision. And I just thought that would be a way to involve the community too. So, and hopefully I have more to report next month. Any changes or updates or anything, I'll let you guys know. Okay?
Okay, any questions for Terry?
Yes, please.
Can I have a motion to accept all the above reports?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second, Dan, okay. Dan P. Motion, Dan R. second to accept the reports. Okay, communications, Ashley.
Let's see, the only thing I believe I have is, I see the final count on the number of council that it will be attending the Westmoreland Borough Association dinner.
That's the 29th, Friday night?
Yes.
Is it the 31st?
Or whatever day, I'm sorry, I
March
don't know the date.
31st?
Yes,
Friday night, I know that.
yes.
Yes, it's March 31st at 6:30 p.m.
Yes. Lakeview.
Oh,
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
I think.
me and Danny are gonna go.
Yeah, we're.
Gary?
No.
No?
Can't.
Oh, you can't.
No.
Dan, no. Brenda, yes. Terry?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Mary?
No, I can't.
Okay, we have a $25 credit
Yes.
towards that. So you can take that off off the total count.
Okay.
One. How many is it? 4.
6.
Who's all going? Raise your hand.
4, 5.
5. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, any further councilman requests?
I just wanted to talk over this again.
We're
The
gonna
only
revisit
question,
this.
Yes.
on this, who's going to install this?
We talked about hiring someone, and if we hired someone, they would be licensed, and, we would fund that.
Is this something, I have no idea, is this something that the borough guys can do, where they need like a bucket truck to get up there and install something?
Our bucket truck's in bad shape.
That's why I'm asking, I don't want us to be the installer, obviously, if it's not something we're
No, our
capable of.
bucket.
Other than that, I don't have an issue with us signing this agreement, other than we need to know who the installer is going to be for when we sign it, because this new version, they want the installer to sign it as well, and we would need all their insurance information. Other than that, we would just execute execute an indemnification agreement with these guys once we figure out what it's all.
Can I put it in a motion tonight?
To that effect.
Put it in a motion to approve, Borough of West Newton to enter into this third-party installation agreement with Crown, subject to the, I guess we'll say the appointment of a installer and completion of an indemnification agreement. Does that work for you guys?
Yep.
Okay. I'll make that a formal motion.
Second?
I have one question. So you talked about the insurance. That would be like if something would fall down and Crown would maintain that. What would happen if, say, Crown defunks in their insurance? Who would be responsible for?
Their insurance company is still going to be responsible for it, because they're on notice, well, they'll be on notice once we're there, so they're, even if Crown decides to change into something else, or they change insurance companies or whatever, if something happened during that time, they had notice of it during their coverage period, they're responsible for it.
A motion by Dan,
Yes.
second by Tony. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, anything else?
Actually, I
Yes,
actually did have a real quick item for you. Since you've made mention that the bucket truck for the borough is in bad shape, if you're looking to replace that something, I think it's probably a bit too late at this point in time now. But for instance, this CFA grant that the borough's applying for the force main after the aeration system, it's also eligible for vehicle purchases. I personally prepared an application for a different client to purchase a municipal truck. So if you guys are looking to replace a bucket truck, might be worth, first step of two would probably be just worth maybe like keeping that in front of your mind with some of these other grant applications, maybe like different LSA grant opens up or something and then you have to purchase a municipal truck. And maybe a second point too is with these different grant programs opening up, maybe if the borough had a sort of wish list of projects or purchases of all different types that they were looking to do, whether it be road program, replacement of sewer, purchase of a truck, different projects like that might be worth maybe.
How them grants come out at different times of the year? Like, how do you know when a grant project comes out for a truck?
Well, for instance, with the CFA grant, when they opened the grant period up on January 26th, that's when we became aware of their scope. Typically, the CFA grants, I think the last one might have been, I think they usually do that one on an annual basis. This year in particular, they have a larger pot of money than normal to hand out. Usually that's an annual one, and the CFA is usually one consistent where you can do infrastructure, vehicle purchase, etc. Other grants is when we get handed the information, when you get handed the information is when they'll actually put a list. Usually, unless you've applied for that grant in the past, you'll probably only get about a month or two's worth of notice. And the CFA grants were open on January 26th, the deadline's tomorrow to submit. So that was pretty much.
So that when you get that CFA application,
yes, it lists the type of projects that are applicable. So the CFA is infrastructure, vehicle purchase,
that's what I mean, you know all that back in January.
Yeah.
We may be interested in a bucket truck, because,
Or even whatever.
yeah, after we use it quite a bit for tree trimming, and we saw some things in town.
Yeah, so if you wanted to replace that bucket truck, maybe one step, and then the second step of this, maybe if the borough has a wish list of projects, however maybe far-fetched or however seemingly unlikely it could be, or maybe have that list together, maybe if the borough provided us with a list of kind of like their wish list of projects, it would maybe help us keep an eye open for these grant applications that might apply, otherwise not. 'Cause, for instance, this most recent grant application, I only became aware of the fact that there were clients 2 weeks ago that wanted to use municipal trucks, and as far as I can tell, our company ended up filling out 4 applications for municipal truck purchases. So it's one of those where, if we have that wish list when this grant comes around, we can actually kind of take your wish list, look at the line, and make mention of that. So even if it's something that, say, slips your mind at one meeting, but then at the next
Right.
year potentially brought up, that's
Right.
something we could use to kind of nudge and say, hey, here's this grant, you could be out, so.
Okay.
Just maybe a thought, since
No, right.
Yeah.
you brought up the truck, maybe if the borough provided us with a wish list, we could essentially keep a closer eye on these grants, like some of these different grants, otherwise we might not.
Right.
I guess,
That's
put-
great.
Oh, I agree.
It certainly, certainly dovetails with the comprehensive plan.
Okay, anything further? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second? Second by Terry. All those in favor? Hold on, Charlie. All those opposed? We're adjourned. I gotta tell you guys something.
Oh, wait.
I wanna tell you something. This is the first time since I've been coming to the meetings, not since I've been elected, but since I've been coming and sitting there. This is the first time that half of the people sitting there didn't have their say and get up and walk out the door. And I have to give you credit, because it's one thing to come in here looking for money, but to ask us for money and then not stick around to see where your money's going, that's two different things. So I really do appreciate the fact that you guys stayed tonight, and I know we're running way late, and listened and paid attention. I just think you deserve some credit.
Thank you.
Thank you.